This week in the League of Legends, we've got a brand new champion named Rek'Sai? Rek'Sai? We don't know, but she's a void champion. Additionally, we've got a brand new map coming out for the Snowdown Showdown. There's a couple little inklings on the PBE. All that and more coming up on the Spastic Gaming League of Legends show.
This is Water Elemental.
And this is Axis, and we are here today to talk about the League of Legends. This is an ongoing show. We talk a little bit about everyone's favorite MOBA-style battle game. Rek'Sai?
Rek'Sai? Shanae?
Rek'Sai. Better known as Cassidy's daughter, Skarner's girlfriend.
And lover of all.
Female void champion. Though there's... People are still on the fence on if... what's his face is a girl? Kog'Maw.
Kog'Maw's a good boy.
I know, but for a while people were like, is Kog'Maw a girl? A grill?
But a butterfly skin.
It's true. It is true. But we have them now. We're going to take a look at her skills real quick. So first of all, her passive is called Fury of the Xerxes. Rek'Sai will gain Fury when she attacks her enemies. Using her Burrow ability will consume her Fury, which will briefly regenerate health. Her first basic ability is called Queen's Wrath / Prey Seeker. While unburrowed, it is Queen's Wrath, and Rek'Sai will lash out and deal damage to all enemies around her with her next 3 basic attacks. While burrowed, it is called Prey Seeker, and Rek'Sai will fire a pulse of void energy in a straight line skill shot that detonates on the first enemy struck. It will damage and reveal the target and all nearby enemies that are also hit by the missile's explosion. Her next ability is Burrow / Unburrow. When unburrowed, it is called Burrow, and she burrows underground and gains Tremor Sense, which is a unique mechanic that will show enemy unit movement in sort of these little phantom bubbles kind of along the map. She will gain increased movement speed, but she will lose a significant portion of her vision range and lose access to her basic attacks. While burrowed, she gains the ability to ignore unit collision as she moves around. And of course, while she's burrowed, it becomes unburrowed and allows Rek'Sai to burst into the open, knocking up and damaging all surrounding enemies. Her final basic ability is Ferocious Bite / Tunnel. While unburrowed, it is called Ferocious Bite, and she will bite her target, dealing increasing damage based on the amount of fury she has from her passive, or it will deal true damage if she has a full fury bar. It's important to note that this does not deplete her fury in any way. While burrowed, it is called Tunnel, and Rek'Sai will dig toward a target location and create a pair of long-lasting tunnels at the 2 ends of her path. She can use these tunnels to quickly travel between 2 points. However, it's not a very big distance, but it is a distance. And finally, her ultimate is Void Rush. Passively, Rek'Sai will gain increased attack speed, and its active will require Rek'Sai to channel briefly, and then she will burrow and dash towards one of her tunnels, briefly gaining a significant chunk of move speed once she emerges. And I presume that you get the unburrow knock-up effect from this as well.
Well, from what I've seen and what I've read of her, she's going to be a jungle character, and she's going to have a very, very, very fast clear time with the fact that she's going to be able to move underground with her burrow and pop up at camps a lot faster than, say, a normal jungler, because she's going to have that movement speed, no unit collision, and she can even set up tunnels in the jungle, both yours and the enemies.
So you can kind of jump over walls and stuff with that too, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, the mechanics seem fun. As someone that hasn't played her yet, it looks like the whole burrow mechanic is going to be interesting.
It's going to be really polarizing. This is something that I kind of talked about with Callistier from last week, where the champion sort of teaches you a mechanic that you can't really use for any other character, which is kind of bad. On the one hand, the thing I like about it is that because it's got the phantom pathing, you sort of have to get used to kind of leading your targets, especially with her Prey Seeker ability. And that'll be helpful for skill shots, sort of. But for the most part, you're going to be learning how to do a lot of different mechanics for this character that you just simply can't use for other characters.
Yeah. The other thing that's really weird is the fact that you can still be hit and you can still be targeted by effects while burrowed, technically.
So it's not an invis, it's not any bonus tankiness to it. You're just sacrificing vision and
Basic
attacks to get slightly increased movement speed and tremor sense.
And the fact that you can go, kind of ghost walk through things. So it's going to be a great engage. We'll have to see how her damage is coming out of the engage, because she's going to be able to knock people up, and she's going to be able to use that AoE splash damage that she has, as well as, you know, having that increased movement speed and all that stuff. So we'll see.
But still, I mean, Unburrow is her only form of CC.
Yes.
So essentially, she just has to walk towards somebody and then pop her CC, which is almost Garen-esque in the way that she'll have to handle it, which I love Garen to death. I really do. But running at things is really tough.
Yeah. She will synergize very well with Yasuo, though, if you think about it. Because she'll just kind of burrow in or use her ult to tunnel in and knock people up.
She'll work really well with Callistier as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to throw this Spider Queen at you. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna take the soul of this giant spider thing and throw it at you, and you're just like screaming at you like, ah! It's a leecher.
So I wonder if it pulls her out of the ground to throw her, or if she's just burrowed midair as she lofts to the sky.
Man, that's funny. But you know, I want to see her clear times. That's like the main thing I can't wait to see, is like how well can she clear time, like camps, as well as how long do her tunnels last in lane.
Well, sure. I mean, she doesn't have mana, so that's a huge boon for her. So you can sort of just burrow up to camps, fire a Prey Seeker, pop up, do your AoE, and then do a Queen's Wrath, which will clear all the small minions, and then you just Ferocious Bite till they're dead.
And then Smite.
Indeed.
She'll have, you know, guaranteed spots on Baron, on Dragon, on top lane, jungle lane. Like,
and that's actually something that's really interesting, is that if she does her tunnel from, let's say, one side of Dragon Pit to the other, like from jungle to Dragon Pit, or from top jungle to Baron Pit, she can very quickly sort of transition into the river while juking past traditional ward spots. So she'll be a pretty potent ganker, too.
Yeah. But she does make that furious howl that she does before, like, tunneling, because she gives off that...
Well, no, I'm not talking about her ult.
Oh.
I'm talking just using her basic tunnel to just transition from jungle to the river.
That's true. That is true.
And then, of course, Void Rush is a great re-engage.
Yeah.
But, like I said, she has to run at things, which is dangerous. And getting used to not having vision and just being like, oh, here are purple spots. I hope this is the purple spot of the thing that I want to kill. So I imagine she's going to be a character that's really, really, really good if you're on a VUIP program. Because you can be like, okay, who's nearby me? And then be like, well, Susan was last in the area. I just don't think text communication is going to be quick enough for how quick of a game League is to really benefit her. So she's going to be kind of a good team pick, but not a solo pick.
Yeah, she's going to be a very interesting, you know, pick, and I bet she's going to have a high skill cap and a high reward for picking her and knowing how to play her.
It's hard to say. She doesn't have much CC.
She doesn't have CC, and she doesn't really have much for tanking.
She has one CC. She doesn't even have a slow. She doesn't even have a slow. She has a knock-up if she's standing on top of them.
Right.
And it's an AoE, granted. It's an AoE, which is pretty good. Pretty good. But, I don't know. I mean... it's risky business.
It's risky business.
And Prey Seeker doesn't even have that long of a range, really.
Yeah. It depends on cooldowns as well. Until we see, like, the hard numbers, it's going to be hard to judge.
Indeed. But for now, I don't think she'll be very good outside of the jungle. And, I mean, she'll have good clear times, but, again, her ganking is going to be mostly just the, hey, I jumped into river real fast and I'm rotating down this direction. That's going to be her main strength. But I just don't think she has the CC or the damage potential, because most of her damage is melee range, and she doesn't have a good gap closer. She just doesn't. So we'll see what happens.
In other interesting news, we have the next event for...
Oh my god.
Yep, and this is for the Snowdown Showdown. Luckily, it is not Snowdown Showdown. It is the Legend of the Poro King.
Ooh.
I know you don't like Poros. So essentially what this game mode is, it's a 5v5 blind draft on Howling Abyss, with the exception of you do not get normal summoner spells.
You get...
2 spells. You have Poro Toss / Poro Dash and To the King. And what these do is you get to throw Poros a long distance, dealing true damage to the first enemy
Presumably
unit
a skill shot.
Yep. This ability can be recast for 3 seconds after it hits an enemy to cast Poro Dash, which will dash your champion to the target it hits. Dashing to that target will reduce the cooldown of Poro Toss by 5 seconds. So essentially what you'll be doing is you'll be throwing Poros at your opponents and dealing true damage and being able to jump
dash.
out. Yep.
And then passively, you get To the King, which hitting a champion with a Poro will give your team a Poro mark. And when you get 10 Poro marks, your team will summon the Poro King to fight alongside them. While the Poro King is active, no Poro marks can be scored by the enemy team. And actively, you can quickly dash to the Poro King's side, but it can only be cast when the Poro King is summoned for your team.
And what the Poro King will do is he is a super buffed up siege minion.
He'll absorb all Poros within its range that are being thrown by enemy champions, so you won't be able to dash to other folks. Poro King will also heal nearby allied champions every 5 seconds for health and a small amount of mana. And every 5 seconds, he will lob out Poros in an arc around him and deal magic damage to enemies where they land. So essentially this will be a back and forth push, just with sort of a swinging skill shot mechanic, which I think is nice. You know, a lot of times when you end up playing melee characters on the Howling Abyss, you kind of feel a little bit left out. So having a skill shot you can fire off every now and again and quickly use it as a gap closer will really make it pretty combat centered, and just sort of having that swing mechanic where you just have to compete is pretty cool.
It's a creative idea for a new game mode. It's probably the most creative we've seen in a while since Earth, as far as what they've done to change the gameplay. And not only that, it seems pretty fun. You know, I can't wait to check it out, see how, gameplay works. It's really favoring towards melee champions opposed to range champions, though, with that dash.
Which is really crazy for Howling Abyss for it to favor melee characters.
Yeah, everybody go ranged, or characters with like multi-hits, like
everyone
Sever,
go
Rise.
poke. Everyone go poke. But yeah, melee focused Howling Abyss, I'll totally take it.
Yeah. And there's going to be 5 new summer icons that actually affect the gameplay. And what happens is there's a astronaut, a elegant one, a kind of
gentleman one.
Yeah, a gentleman one, a battle cast, a specter, and kind of like a horned demon one. And depending on which icon you have, when you enter the game, you have different skin
I believe
Poros.
It's supposed to be Dragon Slayer.
Is it Dragon Slayer?
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, you will have a different icon, and it will affect which Poros you have. Not sure how you're going to gain these different skins for them. Probably you'll have to unlock them like past years, certain
Just
amount of
playing
skins.
the game,
Yeah.
or perhaps playing certain characters doing that. But we shall see. Additionally, on the PBE, a couple of texture updates. Nothing really worth mentioning, guys, but
You mentioned it, so it is worth mentioning.
do be on the lookout. Some of the new winter skins are getting an additional touch-up. So you'll be able to see those when the not Snowdown Showdown not shows up. But that's really it for official news this week, guys. We got a champion teaser, but we're still coming back from a huge preseason patch. We're still all reeling from that, certainly. So keep playing, guys, and look forward to this new event. We're going to move on to our own section now. Our first question this week comes from Master12. He says, with the first female monster confirmed, how much more potential do you guys think can come with more female monsters? Technically, you could argue Elise was the first monster one, or even Cassiopeia, or Tristiana if you're being picky.
Tristana.
Ugh, she's a creature.
And Poppy. Yeah. I'm not a man.
Poopy is. Have you seen Lolly Poopy? That's a creature. No, but as far as just a full monster, no dragon form Shyvana or Elise in another form, or Cassiopeia, I'd argue Cassiopeia was the first monster because she's just full Gorgon. But humanoid, I guess, I'll give you credit for. How much more potential do I think there is? I mean, sky's the limit. All of our monster characters have been male so far, but there haven't really been a ton of like monster non-sentience. You have Nunu, kinda. You have Skarner, kinda.
Yeah, they've all been. Even Cho'Gath has had like a high amount of intellect in one form or another.
And I haven't heard Rock Shaw's dialogue yet.
I haven't either. I wonder if it will just be a bunch of like ranting,
chittering skittings, and we're gonna get a Phoenix treatment.
Yeah.
But But I think the sky's the limit, definitely. You know, you open a door and, you know, more windows open as well. I believe that's how the
And she'll
saying
just
goes.
burrow on in anyways. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
But yeah, I could see a lot of interesting stuff coming from more monster champions. You know, you won't just have that, oh, we have to have every female character be sexy in one form or another nowadays. We can have
I
characters
don't know.
that are like...
They might make Rek'Sai pretty sexy.
Just-
a nice top. Maybe some tassels on her spikes.
Just give her like a humanoid form with still the same
No,
skeletal
no,
model.
no. No. Just put some tassels on the spikes. It'd be perfect.
When she bases, it's a pole dance.
There you go. Do it. You give her the Katarina.
Treatment where they get rid of it halfway through.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna cut it in half. Yeah.
But yeah, take a look. See at that. Definitely potential now.
Maybe a female water elemental champion. Hey, it could happen.
You need looking for stuff to go on Rule 34. I bet.
Oh, baby.
Our next question comes from Hamachi 111. He says, "What is your favorite skin theme as far as like Battlecast Mafia?" Commando, easily. Followed very quickly by Steel Legion.
I really like the Crowd Core. Wait, Crowd Core is only brand, isn't it?
Cargo Core's only brand.
Well,
You wish it were a thing.
yeah, I wish it was a theme.
No, I thought you liked Battlecast, didn't you?
I liked Battlecast, but I also
Did you like Vandal, Crimson Elite.
I do like Vandal. I do like Vandal as far as the theme. It was one of the first real complete teams that we got. Vandal was really good, and I just the
Vandals
Eternium.
you can't get anymore.
No, the Eternium. Because we have the Nocturne one, and we're gonna get one for the new champion, and the real kind of slick, kind of like metallic, is a lot nicer looking than both the Battlecast, the mecha.
Oh yeah.
Or the Mechon, like skins and stuff like that. So I really like that thing because it's more like free flowing than just robot. So I really like that. Other than that, I can't really think of any full themes that really stand out to me.
Well, there you go, guys. And we're going to be trying something a little bit different this week. Now, we still open questions. If you want to ask a question to us for the show, that's awesome. But for the rest of this week, rest of this month.
Yep, we're trying something new. We're going to be trying a lot of stuff in December. And the main thing is, we're going to ask you guys questions, and we want your input on what's going on in the League of Legends area. And the first question is, currently right now with the preseason, what changes are you happy about and which changes are you least happy about? We want to get your opinion on, what do you like? Do you like the mana system? Do you hate the mana system? Do you like the new jungle changes? Do you like the new, ward system? All that stuff. Let us know. We're really curious, and we'll see if this system works if you guys like answering questions and us throwing them out to you, because for a long time we've been asking for questions and we've never been giving them out to you.
And next week, I'll have a question for you guys so you can get past stupid water elementals ones. If that was even a sentence. But that's it for our show this
No, I hate you.
But that's really it for us on the show this week, guys. I've probably said that 9 times.
But it's been a good week.
Absolutely. But, yeah, look, answer the question. I'm a cop, you idiot. We're tired. This is Axis.
And water elemental.
Too many cooks, 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 too many cooks,